Last year, I launched a branded digital product on Shopify. It was my first ever digital store, and here's how much money it made in the first 7 months. So in January, it made $800, and then in February, it made $3,200. In March, nearly $8,000, and then in April, $10,000. In May, $32,000, and in June, $27,600, and finally the 7th month, July, we made nearly $35,000. And before I show you how, I can't guarantee the same results for you, but what I can promise you is that the 5 steps that I'm going to show you in this video is exactly everything that I've done to achieve this. The way that this one digital product made me $140,000 is through 5 steps. And the first one, it's the audience. So back in March 2022, we had nothing. And I say we because it's me and my business partner. We've been in this whole entrepreneurship journey together. And prior to this, we've tried a bunch of different things, but nothing really worked. And so in March 2022, up until this point, we still had nothing. So I mean, no connections, we had no followers anywhere apart from family and friends, and we had no money, just a normal 9 to 5. And so the best place to start for us was to start gaining some attention. And that's what we did. So we started a faceless page on Instagram and TikTok. So as you can see on the left, that's a picture that we took the day that we created the page called Lifer with 4 followers. And then fast forward 7 months, we reached nearly 80,000 followers on Instagram and just over 800,000 on TikTok. However, that's not what actually made us $140,000, because up until this point we had nothing to sell. So all these followers, they're all nice to have, but they don't translate into money because we weren't selling anything. We were just creating content. And so the second step was to create a product. And by the way, all the steps that I'm showing you in this video, we've actually broken them down into a step-by-step checklist where we have resources and we go into a bit more detail into every single step. So if you're interested, you can get that for free, completely free. Second link in the description. So talking about products, we looked at all the different types of digital products that we could have made. And you can either sell information or implementation. So you could have guides, you could have courses, you could have communities, you could have coaching, or you can sell templates, you can sell packs, and you can sell some sort of custom software. And the ones that you see highlighted are the ones that we went for in the end. So we started with some guides selling information, and then eventually we also added a Notion template as an implementation together in a bundle. And so this is what the product looks like, and bear in mind this is the final version that I'm showing you in here. We've had many iterations throughout the whole 7 months. This was just the final version of the product. And the third step was to create a website where to host this product. And this is an interesting topic because there's different ways of creating a website. But personally, we think that branding is really what's going to differentiate companies nowadays, especially in the digital product niche, because everybody can copy each other very easily. So to be able to differentiate yourself and improve the quality of your product and the experience, I think you need to really brand yourself. And so the way that we created our store was on Shopify. However, as you can see, this is just the hero section of the landing page that we had. There's a lot more to it. It's like a single landing page. And yeah, it's on Shopify, so it doesn't look like a Shopify store whatsoever. So it's not your normal theme store, because we wanted to take that accessibility and flexibility of an e-commerce store and then blend it with the type of info products that you would build with ClickFunnels and that kind of stuff, and sort of merge them together into a sort of a branded digital product. That's what we like to call it. And the way we priced this was at $9.99, which arguably was way too cheap. A McDonald's burger will cost you more. But nonetheless, we posted one story on Instagram selling this product to the audience that we had. And we made $700 that day. And to some, this might not be impressive, but when you realize that we made that amount in one day without any extra work, so the product is done, self-fulfilled, while sleeping. So we woke up the following day with all these notifications on the phone, and without having to ship anything afterwards, I would say that that's a really good result, especially considering the price at which we sold this. So as I said, we priced at $9.99 and still made around $700. So you can imagine how many units we had to sell to make that amount. And had we increased the price, we probably would have made more money that single day. And so we became addicted, and we kept posting on our social media pages, and we made a few more $100 that month. However, there was an issue. And that issue is that we exhausted all of the audience that we had, because we never really nurtured all of these followers for months and months. We never posted a single story. And so the moment we started posting stories and pitching our product, we didn't get that many eyeballs on our stories. And then, TikTok, it's much harder to sell as well. So we got to this point where we found a ceiling point where we had to continue making viral videos to be able to bring in new eyeballs and continue to sell through stories. But we wanted to continue making money. We didn't want this to stop our business. And so what we decided to do is to start running ads. And bear in mind, we've tried a bit of ads before with other ventures in the past, but never really successfully. But regardless, we were determined to do whatever it took to make it work, because we knew that the product was validated and we just needed to crack the ad game. And so that's what we did. But first of all, to be able to make it work, we had to raise the price. So we raised that $37, because at $9.99, there's no way we would have ever made any profit. So we raised the price at $37, and these were the results for February. So you can see $3,200. And then what we did the following month is that we revamped the whole landing page and we increased the price again to $67. And these were the results in March, nearly $8,000. And from here, we kept improving the way that we were testing ads. So in April, we spent a lot of time, understanding how to do ads. We got a few courses, we learned from some people, we tested a bunch of things, and we finally found a winner in May, which allowed us to scale to $32,000 for the month of May. And this kept going on June and July as well. So you can see the figure in July, as I've shown you earlier, nearly $35,000. And to be fully transparent, we ran ads. So this is not fully profit, this is sales. But because I want to be fully transparent in this video, I've also included our ad dashboard. So you can see we were running ads on Meta, on Facebook ads, and we spent around £22,000 and made over £31,000. And so that month of July, we made around $10,000 in profit, which equates to around $13,000 cash collected in the bank after all expenses. And also, for some more context, the tracking was a little bit off because, to be honest, we didn't have enough experience. We didn't know exactly what we were doing. And so we actually made a little bit more than $13,000. It just wasn't tracked correctly. And so that's the profit amount. And if you ask me, in 7 months to be able to do $13,000 cash collected in the bank without doing extra work and without having to do any fulfillment, I think it's pretty crazy. And also, looking back with what we know now, 1 year later, there was still so much room for improvement just on the ads alone. And I say ads alone because there are different other components to this business, and those are basically your infrastructure. So we're talking about email marketing, we're talking upsells, we're talking about improving the product to be able to increase the price. And these were some of the things that we started working in the month of May to June and July to be able to continue running ads profitably and scale even further. Because this is where the big money is made. This is going to allow you to increase the profit margin on your ads. And if you can increase your profit margin, that means that you can spend more on the ads, and ultimately you can just take over. And when you're able to spend more money on platforms like Facebook ads, the platform is going to reward you and is going to allow you to make even more money. And talking about spending more money on Facebook ads, one lesson that we learned the hard way, unfortunately, is that if you're going to run paid ads, get yourself a credit card. We didn't have it at that point in time, and with the amount of money that we spent, we could have gotten so many free hotels, free travels, which is also a very good part of this business. You can start organically, this whole digital product business, but if you do decide to run paid ads, you have all these other benefits attached to it, which is, using those points for free travel and other things that you don't have to otherwise pay yourself. So yeah, big advocate for a digital product business. And the big question though is it really that easy, this digital product business? And to that, I would say depends what you mean by easy. No business is easy, But if we had to take this digital product business, I would say it's much easier than all the rest. And we've actually tried other business models like physical dropshipping, and we've tried a bit of agency, but you only realize about the downside once you are in the trenches. And yeah, we moved away from those. And with this digital product business, these are some of the highlights. So you don't have any shipping, you don't have any sales calls, you don't have any client delivery. And it's such a great cash flow business because you get cash quickly up front. And especially if you're going to run Facebook ads, you know, you're sending from your bank account, money is going into your Facebook ad account, which then produces money to your Shopify, and Shopify sends it back to your bank account. And it's this flywheel effect, really nice, which runs in the background and you don't have to do anything. You just, you know, you produce more ads, of course, that's the work that you have to do, but it's more meaningful work as opposed to doing the shipping or doing those sales calls. You know, it's very tedious work, and it's also much easier to scale and expand because of that, because you don't have shipping and because you don't have sales calls. You know, with a dropshipping business, if you want to scale that, you need to start to think about supply chain, and you start to eat in your profit margin. If you try to scale an agency, you need to bring in a lot more people to be able to deliver the client delivery. You're not going to do that as a solopreneur. But with a digital product business, it could just be you, even if you want to scale it. Or if you want to go to big numbers, you can just bring in just a few key members, and the team can be very lean. You don't have to have this massive team, which is also a headache, and it's a whole different array of skills that you need to have. You know, managing a team, it's much harder. So the digital product business allows you to scale without much headache. And also, this digital product business is something that you could exit in the future. It's a sellable asset, especially if it's faceless and it's not attached to your brand, and especially if you have the different components of the business all automated. So if you can prove that you're making consistent amount of revenue and profit with your ads or with organic, and the fulfillment is all done, the products are all there, you know, it's a great asset for any investor that will be willing to pay you 10, 50K, 100K, 500K, even millions, depending on how much money you're making with it. And so it gives you the flexibility to even sell this at a later stage if you want to. And so if you want to make money selling digital products, this is what you need to do. Step 1, build an audience. Step 2 and 3, build the product and the website. And then step 4, if you want to, you can scale with ads. And step number 5, build your infrastructure to be able to scale to bigger figures. It's literally as simple as that. Do it step by step. And if you work on it consistently, the results will come. Stop overthinking and start creating. And if you have money, by the way, you can also skip the audience part. So you could go straight into product and website and just make money with ads. I've seen a lot of companies that do that in the background, and they're making a lot of money, but it's a high risk, high reward game. If you're a complete beginner, you might want to validate what you're doing through organic first and then use ads. This was video 1 of Behind Digital Brands, which is a video series here on YouTube for free, where we reveal in details everything that we've done behind the scenes to make this sort of money selling digital products. So if you're interested, subscribe and you're going to see the next videos pop in your feed. And if you want more help, click the first link in the description and join Utopic Labs, which is our brand new community where we're teaching people what we've done and we're still doing with digital products. And very quickly, this is everything that we have inside. However, this is for first new members only. I have no idea when you're watching this video, and so what's included and the prices might change. So if you're interested, just click the first link in the description and just see for yourself what's included and what's the price at the time of you watching this. And the last recommendation that I have for you, and the most important, is to just start and keep going.